UFC 112, Saturday, April 10th. Check your local listings.
UFC 112, April 10th. You want to talk about excitement for a card? We've got 2 title fights. It's going to be pretty spectacular. The main event, Anderson the Spider Silva, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, takes on Demian Maia, easily the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner in MMA, in really what is a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Anderson Silva is an incredibly well-rounded fighter, but primarily he is known for devastating knockouts.
This is a different kind of striker. Man, that was impressive.
My goal is to keep the fight at my pace. I want to dictate where the fight is going to be and finish it in my fashion.
Look at Silva. I mean, that's just amazing.
And again, Anderson Silva has knocked out Boris Griffin.
I don't care who you are. I really don't give anybody a shot at standing up with Anderson Silva. The guy literally pulls off things that you see in movies.
Frankie is in trouble.
Nice right hand.
Silva trying to finish it here. Another knee. And down goes Franklin, and it is all over.
His stand-up is phenomenal. It's freakish. It's so good.
Just like that. Anderson Silva.
But everybody still points to maybe the one thing that can beat Anderson Silva is a guy with a nasty ground game. There's nobody with a nastier ground game than Demian Maia.
Demian Maia chokes out Jason McDonald. Maia pounding away. That's how good Demian Maia is.
This is going to be a real test for Anderson. First of all, Demian Maia probably has the best pure jiu-jitsu game in the entire sport right now. When that thing touches the ground, this guy's probably going to submit you.
He's got it underneath the chin now. This is better.
He's gonna come in to knock me out really bad, but I go into the submission really bad. If I got his arm or his neck, he's gonna be in trouble.
That is jiu-jitsu on another level, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fun fight. Excellent fight.
Demian Maia, who competes at 185 pounds, defeated Gabriel Gonzaga, who competes at 240-plus pounds in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match. We're talking about an advantage of more than 50 pounds. That's how good Demian Maia is at Jiu-Jitsu. He's been working very hard on his striking with Vanderlei Silva, and it's really been helping him tremendously. In the Dan Miller fight, his stand-up looked outstanding, beat Dan Miller in the stand-up war, and beat him on the ground. What's important to him is that he can instigate the stand-up just enough to bring the fight into his world, which is the ground game.
I will do everything to end this fight on the ground and end this fight before the 15th round.
For a guy to rise up to the position where you are challenging the champion of the world, this is a huge opportunity for Demian Maia. Their goals in this fight, both of them will be very clear. Anderson will want to keep the fight on the feet and use his very distinct advantage in the stand-up.
My focus is to stay undefeated in the UFC for the rest of my career and solidify my legacy as one of the best ever.
Demian Maia, he wants to stand up with Anderson just enough to get a hold of him, drag him to the ground, and submit him.
They say he's the spider, he has many legs, so maybe I can take one home with me.
BJ Penn is, without a doubt, one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And at this point in his career, he is dedicated to realizing his full potential and making his legacy. Finally, his discipline is meeting up with his skill, and it's taking his fighting to a completely new level. And it's a staggering thing to watch, and a terrifying thing for everyone in the lightweight division to behold. The striking that BJ Penn utilized against Diego Sanchez, using angles and uppercuts and lightning-fast, crisp punches and kicks.
I remember thinking a good fighter would win all 5 rounds by decision. A great fighter would finish this guy right now.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest lightweight in the history of the sport.
To add that to his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game, it's creating an incredible, incredible fighter.
BJ is the most motivated, well-conditioned, focused BJ Penn we've ever seen in his entire career. But Frankie Edgar is a little machine, man, and anybody who counts this kid out is out of their mind.
No one's had an answer for Frankie Edgar in his mixed martial arts career.
The kids beat Tyson Griffin, Hermes Franca, and Sean Shirk.
He presents a very unique challenge to BJ Penn. He's very quick, he's very intelligent, great footwork, great wrestling. He's beaten some high-level competition and shown that he can handle the pressure of big fights.
Frankie Edgar has turned into this incredibly well-rounded, gifted fighter.
The guy that beats BJ is going to be a complete fighter, and he's going to have to do it all. I can compete with BJ, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there and compete with him.
Oh, God, he heard him back. Clean shots by Frankie Edgar.
It's all over!
Every time you come up with 50 reasons why Frankie Edgar can't win a fight, he comes out and blows you away and wins the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if this fight is right in the middle of the octagon and these two are standing there banging it out.
I got a lot of fight in me, and I think that just comes from when I was a little kid. I was always scrapping.
If he's a street fighter, he's going to know pretty quick that he's in the ring with another street fighter too.
BJ Penn is the UFC lightweight champion!
We're both going to look at each other, and the guy who's more prepared is going to know from that point who's going to win that fight.
It's going to be exciting, very, very, very exciting, high-paced fight. This is a dream come true. You know, it's one step for me to realizing my main goal, and that's being UFC champion.
If Frankie Edgar could be the first guy to dethrone BJ Penn, that would be gigantic.
You know, I want to take that belt home so bad. I knew once I step out there, as soon as I get in the face, it's just go time.
You're going to watch the greatest lightweight champion bring home his belt.
You don't walk in my octagon and try and beat me.
I'm training to fight the best Matt Hughes that I have ever seen.
His cousin, Gracie, has also faced Matt Hughes and was horribly beaten by Matt Hughes.
I'm looking forward to do back to him what he did to my cousin, you know. I do believe when a Gracie come up short, another one has to come in there and stand up.
Out of all the members of the Gracie family, Renzo Gracie is thought to be the one who rises to the challenge more than any of them. Renzo Gracie was the one who willingly stepped in and put his family name on the line and fought all comers in pride.
My technique and my leverage, my knowledge of leverage can overcome his strength and his physique. I don't believe nobody, not only Matt Hughes, but nobody can put me on my back and pound me to submission.
He's a guy that you offer him a fight, he's going to say yes.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is back.
Matt Hughes is one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC, one of the most dominant champions in the history of the welterweight division.
I don't see this fight going the whole time. I really don't. I think that with my striking, with my ground and pound, and possibly even a submission, I can end this fight early.
He has beaten some of the very best fighters in the world.
He's able to pull guard. Side control, though, here for Matt Hughes.
It doesn't surprise me, Renzo saying that he's going to pay me back for what I did to Hoist.
Can he somehow hoist Gracie? Can Hoist defend? Wow! Is it all over? Matt Hughes has defeated Hoist Gracie!
Nothing that Hoist did to even threaten me. So I'm throwing that fight out and going to start from scratch with Renzo. We're still going to be in my octagon, someplace he's never been before.
Nothing that walks in two legs that I'm afraid of.
Dismantling the elite of the middleweight division, Jiu-Jitsu master Demian Maia will stop at nothing to fulfill his dream of becoming world champion. But first, he must untangle the deadly web of Anderson, the Spider Silva. Also, Frankie the Answer Edgar takes on lightweight champ BJ Penn. And it's legend versus legend as Matt Hughes battles Renzo Gracie. The Ultimate Fighting Championship presents UFC 112 Invincible. Saturday, April 10th, only on pay-per-view.